It is recalled that South Africa assumed the G20 presidency from December 2024 through November 2025. To address the global public crisis, South Africa has adopted the theme Solidarity, Equality, Sustainability for its G20 presidency. Speaking to Ethiopian news agency Brand South Africa CEO, Neville Matjie shared the excitement surrounding the nation's leadership role in the global platform.
The G20 is not a South African platform only, it's an African platform. We are looking at really driving the narrative that Africa is ready to do business and Africa is ready to receive a lot of investments. So that is really the whole theme around the sustainability and focusing on areas such as climate change, but not only talking about climate change, talking about the business opportunities of climate change. How do we ensure that we are ready as Africa to embrace climate change in a way that is sustainable, but that in a way that is also able to bring in investors into our region to ensure that we are always ready.
On the other hand, the CEO also spoke about the role of private sector in supporting these efforts, particularly through the launch of the Business 20.
We have been working very closely with the private sector. The private sector will be launching the B20 in 2 weeks' time in Johannesburg, and we will be part of that process. And part of that, the launch of the B20 will be in Cape Town, but the summit itself for the B20 will be held in Johannesburg later in the year, just before the G20 summit. So that really talks to how business gets ready also to support the narrative, and we've seen a big drive from the private sector.
He elaborated that South Africa has been collaborating with the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat to boost intra-Africa trade, currently standing at just 16%, a figure that requires significant improvement.
We've been working very closely with the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat, the Secretary General, who is very passionate about also ensuring that the instruments of trade within Africa realize an increase in terms of our percentage in trading within Africa. As you know, it's sitting at a very low 16%, and the intention is to improve on that. Of course, South Africa itself does have a much greater percentage in terms of trading in Africa, but it can't just be one country alone. We need to see that resonating within all the African countries, and that is really the message that we're driving.
The CEO underlined this would be critical to realizing the benefits of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, ensuring that African businesses can grow within the continent.